my name is Ermond. I'm going to talk and share about what I've called here as the human maturity structure. So this is an actual structure that I have helped articulate, describe, and create diagrams for all of us to benefit from. And so this is an actual structure and mechanism which applies to all human beings. And there are 3 stages to this structure. Stage 1 is foundational development. Stage 2 is opening to the goodness of life. And stage 3 is the mature human being. And so each of these stages, as I mentioned, all human beings applies to all human beings. So there are actual energetic spaces which people are in for this human maturity structure. So for stage 1, there's a certain amount of people in that one, which 99.9% of the population, or most of the population, is within stage 1. And then there's stage 2, and then there is stage 3, which has around about 6,000-ish people. So that accounts for about 0.000075 of the population, roughly. Each of these stages are not better than or less than. And the other thing is that when you are, for example, in stage 2, you are also simultaneously in stage 1. So you don't leave stage 1, you're also participating in stage 1 and participating in stage 2. And this might make more sense as we start to go into more of the stages and what's inside of them. So here is stage 1, which is foundational development. So, and the other thing is that this is a body of work that is original to me. I've helped bring this through. And I haven't got bits and pieces of information from other people. This is just me articulating again and describing an actual mechanism. And I can actually see and perceive and find out where you're at in relation to this human maturity structure. And I'll specify more of that soon. So looking at stage 1, here we have 3 sections or 3 areas. For stage 1, development lineation area 1, development lineation area 2, and development lineation area 3. And so within each of these areas, you can see a list of things here, and I won't read them all because there's so many of these, and we could go on and on and on about all these. But for each of these areas, there is a theme. There are themes. And these themes actually have a line. That's why I've called it development lineation. This shows an actual energetic line which shows where you are at in relation to each of these themes. How does your energy run through each of these themes? So it can show your experience, maybe your perceptions, how you feel about this, how your energy runs through. Does it shoot up? Does it go to the side? Does it go down? Or why does it go downwards? There might have been some trauma for this theme, or something happened and something stifled your energy or limited your energy in relation to this theme. So for example, in here, relationship with your mother, if it dips down, we can see why did the energy dip down? Where is it being blocked in relation to your mother? And then we can see and then shift and provide support in relation to this theme. And so I can see and perceive for anyone where you're at for all of these themes. So there's so many of these. And the other thing is that, so if we move over and look over to the right here where this body is, there is area 1 here sits in this hip area, area 2 is in this sacral area, and area 3 is in that solar plexus area. So it is similar to the chakra locations, but it's a completely unique and different structure to that. And it's a structure where these lines actually are located within these areas. And so here is a maturity line, which is this green colored line here, which is actually what it kind of looks like. It's around this color, and it moves up in an upward fashion. And so for here, this maturity line only moves up to area 3, which is stage 1. And so as we move and look at stage 2, we can see here that this green maturity line moves up into the heart space, moves up into the throat, moves up into area 6 here. However, it moves in a sequential fashion, so it won't just shoot up to area 6. It might reach up to area 4 and then reach up to area 5 and reach up to area 6. So again, there are sections for stage 2. So a stage 2 is opening to the goodness of life. The shift from stage 1 to stage 2 is very significant for any human being. And this is where you're really opening to the goodness of life, as it's stated, and goodness actually means a lot of things here. I won't read all of these themes here, but you might find them very interesting as you read through them, and you might see where you might be at. But again, I can see where you are at for each of these and see where you may be blocked for each of these, in many different ways, energetically, mentally, emotionally, in so many ways. So there's 3 areas: development lineation area 4, development lineation area 5, development lineation area 6 for stage 2. And then as we move upwards, we move into stage 3. And so stage 3, as I mentioned before, there's not many, there's only around 6,000-ish people within this mark. And you might notice that each of these stages, I've given it a different color for the diagram. So I'll just go back to stage 1. So stage 1 has this color here, and then stage 2 has this greenish color, and then stage 3 has this purplish color. And they're those colors because those spaces that I mentioned before, these 3 spaces they actually have this color scheme to it. So there's a reason why things are the way they are. And the other thing is that there are actually more stages than stage 3. However, most people don't really go as past into those other 4+ stages, at least at this point. So it's not really relevant to list them all. But stage 3 is a very what I've called here is the mature human being. So it's a very mature, wise state to be at. And as you can see, the maturity line has reached and gone above the crown area and way above, and it has this whole other shape and form here, which shoots up here and can go further higher. And the interesting thing is I can identify and see who is actually in stage 3. And so yeah, that's the very interesting thing is that I can again identify these different themes within you, see where your energy at, where it may dip, where it may be blocked, and I can support you with each of these themes. So I do sessions with people, and I can help work, if you're interested, help do this human maturity structure work, which is such foundational work for anybody. There's so much growth that is available here. I've found it very profound, very direct, and again, because this is something that everyone moves through and shifts through. It's an actual structure. This is not a made-up body of work. And so very grateful to share this and bring this through. If you have any questions or anything you want to share, or what do you think about this stuff, let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Feel free to book a session with me if you're interested. And thank you for listening. Thank you.